Hello, welcome. Hello, everyone. What a fun day we have today. I am very excited to show you these new products and cards that I've made and explain this new Stampin' Up! Online exclusives program. It's just brand new, and I'm going to tell you all about it. So if you are joining me live, today is February 3rd, 2023, Friday, 11 a.m. Pacific time. You will see a little red live button in the corner, and that means I can see your comments. If you're watching a replay later and you have a question, please type in hashtag replay before your question because it helps me to go back and look for your questions a little bit easier. So say hello if you're joining in live. Hi, Betty Ann. Hi, Deb. How are you today? Hope you are just having a wonderful day so far on this Friday. Hi, Karen. Good to see you. Hi, Diane and Susan. Welcome, everyone. Hi, Sharon. I do want to mention, if you are watching a replay, skip ahead a minute or two because I log in a moment early just to get all my technology set up and make sure that everything's working. So feel free to jump ahead if you are watching a replay. Hi, Vicki. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Shan and Linda. Hi, Tammy. Good morning. I hope that you are all excited for today. I'm so excited to show you these new products and explain the online exclusive program from Stampin' Up! It's really a fun new program that we have, and it's just starting. Oh, bonjour. Hello from Quebec. How fun. Hi, Kathleen and Sandra, Suzanne, Connie, Catherine. Hello, everybody. So glad that you're here. Thanks for saying hi so that I know I'm in the right place and that you can all see and hear me. Because that's always the biggest challenge, right? And it's been a couple weeks since I went live. It's been crazy. It just, the way that things were happening with our family obligations and whatnot, I just couldn't go live. So I've had pre-recorded videos for you for the last couple weeks. Hi, Patty, Rhonda, Cindy, Christine, Rosie, Pat, Catherine, Terry. Hello, everyone. All right, let's get started. Hi, Christine. Welcome. Hi, Rebecca. All right, so this new program, I just want to explain a little bit so that if you are not a demonstrator, you might not have heard about this yet. Stampin' Up! Is starting a new program called Online Exclusives, and they have released this information to demonstrators, but I don't think a lot of demonstrators have shared it yet because right now demonstrators can pre-order these products during the month of February, and it will go live to customers on March 1st. But there's going to be way more than this in that release. And I made myself a little calendar because my brain just works really well with calendars. I don't know if yours does, but rather than a list, this is how my brain works. So I printed out the year, and as you know, we have a mini catalog that started in January. We're going to have our annual catalog coming out in May, and then the new holiday, I call it the holiday mini catalog, is going to start in September. So that has gone from August to September. So we have our 3 catalogs in this order here. So to fill in the gaps in between, these circles represent our new online exclusive offerings. So in March, July, and November, customers will be able to purchase these new online exclusive products. Each time there's going to be a whole new group of products, and it's going to be more than just a suite or a bundle. It's going to be lots of products, and they might not necessarily go together. I mean, it could be, and I don't know, but it could be like the suite might be flowers, and then there might be a Christmas bundle. There could even be a fall product. It can just be a whole bunch of things. It can all be different, but it's just a fun way to release new products many times a year. So I'll actually, if it would be helpful, I can put this on my blog closer to March 1st to help you all remember when when these things are going live, or take a screenshot if you like, if it would help you. But I just thought my brain works like this, and it's easy for me to see that every other month we are having some kind of a new release. So any questions on that before I move on? I will just say that, as always, demonstrators get to pre-order products a month early. So that's why this March online exclusive, I have the products now because we ordered on Wednesday the 1st, and I paid extra for overnight shipping. So I got all my products yesterday, overnight shipping, and I made cards for you, and I have all these things to show you. Very excited. Oh, good. Deb says the calendar was helpful. I am so glad. Yeah. Sometimes people like a list. Stampin' Up also posted a bar chart for us. They posted a list for us, and my brain works in calendar mode. So that's why I just made that for myself yesterday. Hi, Holly. Welcome. Hello, Mary, Patricia. Hello, everyone. Hi, Lynn. Welcome. Hi, Susan. Hi, Donna. So in this release to customers on March 1st, there is a suite of products, and it includes Irresistible Blooms stamp set and matching dies. So we're going to be looking at that. There is absolutely amazing paper, and I'm going to show you these. I kind of grouped them into groups, so it'll give you a really good overview of what's in here. And I love it. I love it. There are loose I don't want these to go all over. I'm trying to be gentle. Loose frosted dots. So if you love shaker cards, they're perfect for that. But as you're going to see on these cards, I've just dropped a drop of liquid glue, and I've used them as if they were like a self-adhesive gem. They're just, here, I'll show you a real quick close-up. Aren't they gorgeous? They're a little bit frosted, but beautiful in color. And depending on what color you put them on top of, they kind of pick up more of that color. So we're going to look at the dies. We're going to look at the paper, the stamps. I'll go over all of that, just giving you an overview right now. Also in this this online exclusive offer is the Classic Letters alphabet set. But I did want to point out that these are actually larger than what is shown on the cover. So sometimes that happens, and Stampin' Up! Will note on here images shown at 60%, sometimes it's 75%, sometimes it's 50%. So that's important to know, because if you're looking at this and you're planning out your project and you're thinking, oh, I'm going to be able to put pattystamps.com, and then you open the package and you say, oh my gosh, they're bigger than I thought. So that's important to know that these are larger than the cover indicates. They're a great size. And then we will also look at the 3 embossing folders that are in this offering. You might have seen that I posted about these yesterday. So we're going to look at all of this today. And if you're just joining in, oh, how flat are the dots? They're not flat. They are like most, I don't know if you can, can you see if I do it like that? They are like most of our enamel shapes. They have a curve to them. They are not flat. That's a great question. How tall are the letters? Let me measure. That is a very good question. So they are, I would say, just right about 1 inch, maybe a hair under, maybe like 15/16, but for just general purposes, I would say 1 inch. Thank you. That's a great question. So anyway, I was just going to go over one more time, because I see we've had about 100 people just jump on in the last minute or so. We are talking about the new Stampin' Up! Online exclusive offer. Demonstrators are able to do this small selection of pre-order this month, and customers will be able to order this plus more product starting on March 1st. And I went over a little calendar briefly about the online exclusives being released in March, July, and November to customers, with a demonstrator pre-order the month before. So that's kind of what we're talking about here today. Let's see. Yes, there will be lots of other things, Shirley. I'm sorry, might not have said that quite clearly, but yes, there will be lots more products on March 1st, and we will be able to see those March 1st. Maybe, I don't know, maybe the day before. I'm not positive. Let's see. Do I think there will be dies for the letters? Well, I would cross my fingers, and I'm 100% honest, I don't know. I have not seen whether there are dies or not. So, and even if I knew, I couldn't tell you. But I don't know, and I hope there will be. Hi, Marianne. Hi, Shirley. Hello, everyone else that just joined in. Hi, Robin. All right, so let's get back to reviewing the product. So this is something new that I'm committing to doing with my new products. You might have seen I posted this with the By the Bay bundle. Oh, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. I had this on my social media channels, and everybody just loved this idea. What I do is I take my new stamps and my new dies, and I look at them and I say, okay, what in here is going to cut out an actual image, and what is just a die that is like an extra shape? And I get that in my mind, and I go ahead and stamp my images. I die cut the ones that have a die, and then if there are extra images that don't have a die, then I just stamp those separately. And this helps me. I get this in my mind, and I say, okay, this is what this suite or this bundle does. It really helps me to see. So let's look at these dies and what they do, because they are just really fantastically amazing. So let's look at these two first that don't have, oh, let me get the rest of this paper out of here. I was cutting for my samples yesterday. There we go. Okay, so these two do not have a matching stamp. And if you just simply die cut them with paper, you can see what they do. So this one cuts sort of a circle with these really cute lines and dots, but it does not cut the circle out. So you can see here, I cut a square and I die cut it, and that's what it cuts. I know I have, here it is. So for instance, if you just cut a square of cardstock, you put this on top of the square, this is what you're going to get. And I did experiment. So on this sample, I cut it with some of the blue designer paper, and all I did was take my paper snips, and I just went snip, snip. There's about 5 or 6 spots. And if you snip that out, then you get, well, I call it a wreath. So see that? So that's what I did with this piece. This piece, I'll tell you, when I first cut it, I thought I broke it because it comes out leaving this. And I was like, oh my gosh, what happened? What did I do? But then this is actually what it cuts. And I highly recommend that you put adhesive sheet on the back of your cardstock first, and then die cut this. And then that way you can just peel the adhesive sheet off of the back, and this is a sticker. So then that is what you have. And it's really an interesting piece. I don't really even know what to call it, but it's really pretty. It's really lovely. Yes, it's a great visual aid, Wendy. Exactly. Thank you, Patricia, so much. Oh, thanks, Cheyenne. She says, I'm going to call you about joining Stampin' Up. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit in a minute. It's called Irresistible Blooms. It's right on the top here, Marianne. So this is this bundle. Oh gosh, my stomach just growled because I'm hungry. I hope you didn't hear that. Hi, Leticia. I miss you. All right. I'm just catching up on some comments. So those two, this round one and this one, just cut out those pieces. They don't cut out a stamped image. Likewise, there are 3 larger leaves and 3 smaller leaves that do not cut out an image. So here's 3 small ones and then 3 large ones. So those just cut out just a shape. And you'd probably want them to be green or, you know, a different color on your project, but I was just doing everything in white to keep it uniform. Then the large and small flowers, and these 3 leaves, so large and small flowers, these 3 leaves cut out the flowers and the leaves in the set. And then lastly, you have images that do not have a coordinating die. So 3 different kinds. This is what helps me get my brain around a new bundle. 3 kinds. Number 1, something that cuts out some kind of a shape, something that cuts out coordinating images, actually 4, something that cuts out a stamped image, and then an image without a die. So that really helps me to learn my new bundle, and it starts my creative process going, and I'm like, oh, I know what to do. I know what to do. So that's what I like to do. And you can see that I have my dies on magnet cards from Stampin' Storage, and I store them in the Stampin' Storage envelopes, and that does not come from Stampin' Up. It does not come that way if you're not familiar with our product. So I didn't want you to think that yours would come on a magnet card. Let's look at the paper. It's a pack of 48 sheets. I'm going to lay these out for you because I have them kind of in groups here, and they are amazing. Let's see. How do you show the dies that cut the DSP? I don't have that on here, but I'm going to show you that. Thanks for asking, Jan. I'm going to show you that. Let's see. Yes, it does help you remember at a glance what is in it. Exactly. I do love the fonts too, Bonnie. Oh, yes, adhesive sheets. Great idea. Okay, so it's 6 by 6, and I wanted to show you that there are these 3 sheets with gorgeous floral images. You can see that they kind of match the images in the stamp set, and you can die cut large and small flower and the baby leaf on these sheets. So when you do that, then your sheet is going to start to look like this when you start die cutting. And I think I still have, I still have a couple in here. And so then it kind of looks like you stamped and embossed in white on a colored paper. That's what these will look like when you die cut these. Or you don't have to die cut them, but just saying if you die cut them. So that is one part here of the selection of paper. So those 3. And then there are 2 sheets that it's the same pattern, but one has white and one has, have you noticed? Do you know? This is Pretty Peacock, and this is going to be a returning color. We used to have it in our color selection, and Stampin' Up! Put it in this package. And I did get permission yesterday, before you all go calling Stampin' Up!, I did get permission that it's okay to talk about it. On the back of the packaging, it does list the colors, so it's not like it's going to be a secret, and it is on here. So Pretty Peacock is a returning color. But isn't that pretty how they've done 2 different colors, but the same sort of a pattern? And then there are several sheets. Let's see, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that are just this beautiful leaf pattern. And Stampin' Up! Just thinks of everything. Look at that. You can die cut all 3 of those leaf shapes with the dies. Isn't that cool? Not this one, but I'm just showing you where it die cuts. So those are the leaf shapes. Aren't they beautiful? Oh my gosh, so gorgeous. Oh, somebody's asking here the colors. So it is Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Lost Lagoon. You might remember that one. Petal Pink, Pretty Peacock, and Soft Seafoam. So those are the colors listed. Let me just put these back so they don't get lost. Okay, so those are the leaf patterns. And then there are several lots. Let me see. Hang on, let me get to the, I think it's, yeah. So then, is it 6 geometric patterns? Look at this beautiful color palette. Oh my gosh, I am so in love with this color palette. It is gorgeous. They are Patty colors. So those are your geometric patterns. There's 24 different patterns in this package. And then lastly, we have several. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 that are just sort of these beautiful kind of a watercolor wash look. Aren't they gorgeous? I think these are stunning. Oh, Joan says she still has those inks. I wish I did. I do not have room in my small space to keep retired product. So I just don't keep them. I'm very sad, but I wish I had them. But these, I just want to tell you, if you took the dies and you just cut some flower shapes, it would be gorgeous, but it would be even prettier if you stamped that flower on this paper or the leaves and die cut it. It would be a gorgeous background. So those are the 24 patterns in this package. So you have your your watercolor washes, you have your geometric patterns, you have these leaf leaf patterns. You have those two, they're kind of a leaf pattern, but vines. And then you have the 3 with the flowers. So gorgeous, gorgeous paper. I'm seriously ordering about 10 packages of this. It's called Hello Irresistible. I'm going to get tons of it as soon as the pre-order restrictions are lifted, because right now we can only order a few. So there's just a reminder of die cutting the paper. Isn't it so pretty? So awesome. So let's look at the samples, and then we will go on to the other products in this pre-order. Let's see. Oh, Leticia, that is such a good point. She said that it might be the old style ink pad, and I would purchase the new style anyway. You're so right. You're so right. So I guess I won't be sad anymore. The flower and die set is called Irresistible Blooms. And let me just mention that all these samples that you're seeing, they'll be on my blog tomorrow, pattystamps.com. Gosh, if I didn't introduce myself, we're already 23 minutes in, and I think I forgot to introduce myself. This is Patty Bennett. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I have been a demonstrator for almost 28 years, and I blog at pattystamps.com. And I'm sorry I didn't introduce myself. That's kind of embarrassing. And these samples and more information will be on pattystamps.com tomorrow. So that will be February 4th. And you'll be able to, if you want to pin them, if you want to print them, however you like to save things, they'll be available for you to see. Sorry about that. Oh, Tammy said she's going to hoard this paper. No, you won't. You're going to use it, Tammy. Remember One Sheet Wonder? Yeah, papers are all double-sided, as always. Yes. Yes, I was just showing you the one side which covers all 48 patterns, but yes, they're all double-sided. Let's see, catching up on comments. Let me just see. How would you use one pack in a swap for 21 people? I don't know. Lola, I don't know. Sorry. Let's see. Just catching up on comments. Let me check. Oh, okay. Pretty Peacock was a new style. Lost Lagoon was old. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So let's look at the samples. This one, super simple card. I just took this piece of paper and I cut a 4-inch wide piece and used it as my background. And then I die cut from another sheet, this one, and I stamped and die cut the leaves. used one of the greetings on a die cut banner. And then as I showed you in the beginning, I added the loose frosted dots as embellishments. So super, super simple card, just mainly die cutting, just using 2 stamps, but so pretty. This paper just does all the work for you. Isn't it gorgeous? And I was kind of thinking, and I actually was like shocked that I thought this, but I was actually wishing I had Barely Banana back because it would have been beautiful with this. And I never really liked Barely Banana that much, but it would have been the perfect color. But I used So Saffron, and I think it just worked really well. I think it was fine with this. But isn't that funny? I was like, ooh, why am I thinking about Barely Banana? There are four of each sheet. I think there's 4 of each sheet in the pack. Yes, it is. How do I store my 6x6 paper? I've shown this before. Oh, it's heavy. Sorry. So this is just an interdesign pantry bin that hold. Let's see. It's 8x8x6, and it holds all my papers. So I just have dividers in here that I label, and then every one of them is just in a packet. Sorry, that's really close. Every one of them is just in a packet with the divider and all the paper for that packet. And I just keep it here next to me, but it's heavy when it's full. Gosh. Please hold. I'm putting it back. Oh, it's heavy. That's how I store it. Great question. All right. Okay, so let's get back to the cards. This one, I stamped and die cut. And you know me, I always like to do lots of extras. So I just stamped and die cut lots of the flowers just so I would have them kind of in this color palette, kind of sticking to the same color palette. And then I just started using them. And on this card, I have a piece in the background, that one I showed you with all the vines. And then I decided to add a piece of the geometric one. And this is that die cut that I showed you earlier in the set. I thought it looked like a wreath. And then I was thinking, oh, I wish I had Pretty Peacock to stamp some leaves. But if you just die cut them right out of the paper, you get this variation of color. And I just think it's so pretty. So I just die cut a bunch of them out of that one sheet of designer paper and tucked them all in there. Added the 3 loose gems to the centers. And that's it. Isn't that pretty? I love this card. Yes, Terry, I do have a link in the sidebar of my blog. If you go to pattystamps.com, you can click it and it goes to Stampin' Storage. And yes, I am an affiliate for them. Thank you for asking. Marva says she still has Barely Banana. Oh, that's fun. And then this one, they're all top fold, thick basic white on these last 2. And I used that geometric pattern here. So here's a good tip on the 6x6 paper. If you cut a 4-inch piece for a card, of course, you're going to have 2 inches left over. And that's just what I put here. So that is basically almost your whole 6x6 piece. And this one, I decided to go ahead and die cut with the scalloped, scallop contour, yeah. And I just die cut a piece of this designer paper for my background instead of white. And I thought, why not? Let's just mix and match. So I've actually got the 3 patterns here that I think look beautiful together. And this is one of the greetings in the set, and I stamped it on a die cut. And the blue pretty peacock gems, don't they look beautiful on there? So those were those 3 cards that I made out of this new product, and I'm just so excited to just keep working with this. But this is another tip for you, is to go ahead and just stamp in some colors that you love. Go ahead and die cut, make yourself a little container so that you can just kind of go wild and you can just start creating. Or at least that helps me. It helps me a lot to do that. So before I move on to the other products here to show you, any questions yet on this Hello Irresistible before we move on? Oh, good. Kathy says she's going to order. Oh, I'm glad you like it. Thanks. I'm glad you like that tip. The packets for the 6x6 paper. So Stampin' Storage has some for that, and I think some of mine are Stampin' Storage, and some, I'm looking behind me for the package if I have it. I don't know. I had some way before Stampin' Storage offered this size, and I can't think of the company. I honestly can't. I don't know. But they're a kind of the heaviness of like a baseball card sleeve. So they're thicker than a cello, but they're not super, super thick. But if you look on Stampin' Storage, they do have offerings for all like 6x6, 8.5x11, 12x12. I think they have several sizes. I'm pretty sure they do. Avery L. Thank you. That's the name of it. I could not think of that. Thank you, Marianne. I'm so glad you like the cards. Thank you. Barb, I don't know what the color family was of Lost Lagoon. I don't even remember if it was an in color or if it was in a color family, but it's a blue-green. Okay, let's move on because I have lots to show you and I don't want to run out of your whole day here. So next, what I wanted to show you are the beautiful images that you get with the 3 new basics embossing folders. I'll hold them up closer so you can see. But it's a 3-pack. So there are 3 embossing folders in this pack, and they're just called Basics 3D. This polka dot, I hope that it's showing up well for you. It's a really large, fun polka dot. I think, can you see that okay? I hope that you can see it. So there's a polka dot. Did it in a couple of fun colors there for Flirty Flamingo and Parakeet Party. And then there is what I actually kind of looked at it as almost a starfish, but it really is probably a flower. Can you see the beautiful detail on that? Oh, Pauline, you're so cute. She says you can stay on for hours and we wouldn't mind. Oh, really? You're so sweet. You're probably going to hear my stomach growl, though, because I'm hungry. Oh, good. I'm glad you can see them. Thank you, Lori, for letting me know. So that's that one. And then this one, I don't know, would we call this a crosshatch? I think I would call that a crosshatched pattern. I like this a lot. Very subtle, but it adds something to the background of your card. And I wanted to give you a little tip. When I posted a picture of these yesterday on social media, oh wait, 2 things I want to tell you. So one comment was, I really love embossing folders, but I hardly ever use them. So I have a tip for you. Go ahead and pick out some of your favorite colors or colors that you think you're going to use in some upcoming projects and just emboss a whole bunch of things. And then you'll put them in a little pile and you can just grab them and you can start using them on your projects. I actually have like a whole, sorry to reach, but I have like a whole section over here of pre-embossed things that I just reach for and I use them. If I have to think about it and look through my folders and then find a piece of cardstock and then emboss it, I probably wouldn't do it as much either. So that's one tip for you. The other tip that I wanted to, or something I wanted to explain, was a great question on my social media yesterday. When I showed these, there was a comment saying, are those the new ones for the extra celebration gifts? And I thought this is a great opportunity for me to explain that. They are not. So this is part of that new online exclusive program that we're talking about. The 2 new embossing, well, they're not new, but the embossing folders just released as celebration gifts are Into the Clouds and the Hive 3D folder. So there are these 2 available as free gifts for the month of February. Well, I should say while supplies last, because it's possible they would sell out. But Stampin' Up! Released 9 new products available as your free gifts. Wednesday, the 1st, February 1st. And so I did want to clarify that these are not part of this. I didn't want anyone to be confused on that. So that was a great question. Let's see. Yes, thanks, Dana. It was Avery L. Thank you. That was it. Oh, Lost Lagoon was an in color. Thank you for that, Jacqueline. Thank you. Put a snack in your room so, so that we can have you longer. I know. I should have snacks up here. I was eating snacks yesterday up here, but I don't have any left. Oh, Tammy says she thought starfish too. Oh, good. I am glad. Tammy, you and I share a brain. You know that. We always think the same thing. So anyway, back to the folders. This is a set of 3, so you cannot purchase them individually, but I think that's okay because, you know, who wouldn't want all 3 of these, right? So that is going to be part of the new online exclusive release for customers March 1st. Demonstrators can order them now. Okay, so I'm going to set those aside and show you, let's see, what else is, oh, we talked about the alphabet set. Did you have any other questions on the alphabet set? Because otherwise I'm just going to show you this other paper that is available that's gorgeous. And it is called Naturally Gilded. And I have to be kind of careful here because I know this is going to absolutely blind the camera. It's really hard to show foil without everybody getting blinded. But it's got gold, silver, and copper. 2 sheets of each, 12 by 12 in this pack. It is white on the other side, and they are stunning. You could totally use this with the Hello Irresistible that we were just looking at, or this would go with like the dainty flowers or some of the other, oh, there was my stomach growling again. Some of the other flower sets, or I mean, just cut a piece of it and put a greeting on it. But I'm going to stop showing that just because I know that's really hard on the camera to see. But that is beautiful, and it is part of this demonstrator pre-order and live to customers March 1st. Let's see. I think that's everything. I'm just going to, oh, I wanted to show you this idea. Sorry, I know I'm just like bouncing all over. I did try that folder that could be flowers or starfish. You take your pick. On a piece of the designer paper. I wanted to see what that looked like. And I left the rest of the 6x6 unembossed just so you could see which piece it was. It's just one of the ones that's kind of a watercolor wash with some white speckles. And I liked how that gave extra kind of added dimension and texture. I thought that was really pretty. So don't forget about trying your embossing folders on designer paper. I think it's a really fun look. So we talked about the dies, the stamps, the designer paper, this beautiful bundle, the new foil paper, the gems, the alphabet set. And I'll just put this back in here one more time in case you're logging in late, and I'll go over this in just a minute. Oh good, Terry said you can't hear my stomach growling. I'm so glad. I'm just going to check for some comments here. Hi Margot, good morning. We're just ending, so I hope that you will watch the replay. Yes, it is stunning, Jacqueline, isn't it? Yes, Marianne, gorgeous. Is this the year of a color refresh? Patty wants to know. I do not have that information for you. Stampin' Up said, stay tuned, more info coming on March 1st. So I'm going to be counting down the days. I'm going to do like a countdown on my calendar. And luckily, there's only 28 days in February, so we don't have to wait 31 days to hear. Right? So now we only have 25 days left to learn that information. I am really excited to hear. What a great idea. Kathy says, my sister used an embossed sheet after miscutting a piece. Better than planning a mat. Right. So you could do that. You could, if you had a scrap or a piece that didn't turn out for what you wanted it to be, just run it through an embossing folder. That is such a good idea. I love that. I love that. Yes, they do, Mary. They add so much to your background. Okay, I think I'm caught up with comments. Is there a possibility of this going away in the new catalog? Lynette, of what going away? Remind me, please. Is the alphabet uppercase only? I believe yes. I believe it is all. Yeah. Oh, and numbers. Numbers. And look. Oh, look. There's little sprigs and leaves in here as well. So uppercase and numbers and some other little images. Yes. Great question. No lowercase, at least on this. And like I said, there's going to be lots more coming on March 1st. So, we don't know. Let's see. How will we know when these products retire? Okay, so that's great questions here coming. So let's go over this online exclusive release again. And if you heard this in the beginning, you don't have to stay on. Let's see. New items going into the new account. Okay, let's go over that. Thank you. Good questions. Anyway, so if you saw all of the presentation, if you don't have questions, if you understand the new release program that I mentioned in the beginning, I will bid you a good day. Have a wonderful weekend. You don't need to stay on and listen to me babble. If you want to hang out, I'm more than happy to answer questions and chat. So the new online exclusive program is meant to fill in so that every other month Stampin' Up! Is going to be releasing something. We had our new mini catalog, this one right here, and Celebration start on January 1st. Just a reminder, only one Celebration this year. Only one. This is it. Okay? This is it. So that started January 1st. March 1st, we're going to have this new online exclusive program. The products I showed you today are part of it. There will be more. That's not all. There will be more. And we will learn more on March 1st. From what I understand, and I'm not 1,000,000% sure. From what I understand, these products do not go into a new catalog. These are a standalone online offering. You'll see everything in the online store. You'll see a small section of them in a flyer. And then everything else, you'll go to the online store and you will see it all there. When it runs out, it is gone. So we don't know when. We don't know if they ordered 5,000 or 5 million. We don't know. So it's kind of a first come, first serve. If you absolutely love something, I would suggest you get it in March. Who knows? It could still be in the online store in August, but we don't know. So it's just one of those things, like other companies do a release every month, and when it runs out, it's gone. So it's kind of that type of a program. So then April, we will have the mini catalog retiring. Demonstrators will see the new annual catalog a month early. And May, we'll have the new annual catalog for customers. So that'll carry over into June. July, we'll have another online exclusive release. And then August, we just have all those things carrying over. September, we will have what I call the holiday mini catalog. Just because, it's holiday products mostly. October, we have all those things kind of carrying over. November will be another one of these online exclusives. And then December, we're just kind of catching up on all of this. So that's how the year is going to play out for Stampin' Up! And I think we're all learning about this together. Demonstrators obviously have this pre-order this month. So if you are thinking about joining as a demonstrator, I highly recommend that you check out the join offers here in the back of the Celebration catalog. There are 3 different ways to join right now. All of them include lots of extra product. So for instance, if you want this blue mini machine if you want this as your option, you would pay $129, but you pick out $175 in product. And yes, you can select this product in your starter kit. Yes, you can. The information is there when you go to join. And you would also get the free mini machine. So it's a huge amount of free product. You can also select the white machine. If you don't need a mini embossing machine, you can get the same type of deal without it. $175 a product for $99. And yes, you can select this in your starter kit. So great, great opportunity. And if you do not already work with a demonstrator and you're thinking about doing this, hop over to pattystamps.com and you will see links at the top for joining, for more information. You can contact me with questions. I'd be happy to help you. I do have a team of 400 people all across the United States. I can only have people join my team that live in the US. So if you're watching from outside the US, you would need to contact someone in your company. Excuse me, your country. It was close. It was a C word, right? Oh, Anne, you're so sweet. She says, I miss watching you, Patty. Hi, Cindy. Welcome. We're just ending. I hope that you will watch a replay. Good, Lisa. I'm glad that that helped. Yes, the accents are for other languages in this set. You are exactly right. There are other accent pieces and other letters. You are so correct. All right. Any other questions here? Let's see. Faith, okay, this is a good point. Faith says, I hate it when demonstrators stop demonstrating things when they retire. Faith, for me, I will tell you that this is my full-time business and this is how I pay the bills. So if I show retired product and I can't sell it, I do not earn an income and I do not pay the bills. So it is purely a business decision for me. I know it could be different for other demonstrators. Some demonstrators probably do use retired product because it is not that's not part of their business model. They don't care if someone is still looking for retired product. But for me, I'm just explaining that's why I do not keep and show retired product. All right. Oh, good, Lynette. I'm glad it helped. Thank you, Cindy. I'm glad the calendar helped. My brain is a total calendar brain. Karen says it'd be hard for demonstrators to continue to demonstrate online products if their life is short. You know, but it's not that much different than our mini catalogs. They're only a 4-month catalog. I have a feeling the online products will be very similar in length of lifespan, and it's really not that much different. For me, when I love something so much, it's a good investment because it makes my heart happy. I love to create with it. I love to share with you. And so for me, I wouldn't even care if this was going to be like only available for 2 weeks. I would still buy it. I would still use it. I would still demonstrate it and post it. But it's, you know, it's so personal for each person, right? All right. Let's see what else. Yeah, Lynette, I think I just answered your question. You were probably typing while I was yammering on. Thank you, Kim. I'm glad you like them. Where do you get that calendar? I made it, Diana. I made it, and I will post it on my blog soon. I just made it. My brain works this way, so that's what I did. Deb, that could be true, right? Some of these products, if they're super, super popular, Stampin' Up! Could put in an order for more. That's entirely possible. What color ink did you stamp the hello card? I found that soft succulent went really well with this, and it really looked like it just almost was a new color, doesn't it? That's a sharp eye. I'm glad you asked, because I really, really, really wished that I would have had Pretty Peacock. I think it would have been gorgeous. But then on the other hand, maybe it would stand out too much. So I just grabbed soft succulent. Thank you for asking. Let's see, what else? Lisa says, I love that. Good investment because it makes my heart happy. It does. It makes my heart happy. It just makes my heart very happy. You're welcome, Patricia. Let's see, what else? Thank you, thank you. You're welcome, you're welcome. What color did you stamp? Thank you. Let's see, this one, Poppy Parade. That's what I did the leaves, the flowers in. Words get harder the hungrier I get. Poppy Parade. Yeah. Here's the colors that I use. I'll show you. I have them right here. I kept them out. So I use Flirty Flamingo, Poppy Parade, Calypso Coral, and Granny Apple Green, otherwise known as the Patty Color Collection. You could toss Sweet Sorbet in there and I'd still be very happy, but that's what I call the Patty colors. And so that's what I decided to use. You're welcome, Kathy. Oh, thank you, Mary. Thank you. Yeah, I can download. Maybe I can put it on there as a download. Yeah, I think I can do that. That's a good question. Thanks, Christine. Oh, Faith, I'm glad you like the new products. Thank you. All right, so any questions about the products we went over, the cards, the samples, this new online exclusive program? I just love these new embossing folders. I think this is a great sampling, a great collection. I'm really loving those. Thank you, Kelly. She said I clarified a lot. I am so glad. Oh, good. Robin's going to go play. She got her products. Yay. Thank you, Shelly. Thank you. Thank you, Kathy. Have a wonderful weekend as well. I miss chatting with you all on our weekly lives, and so I'll just do my best not to miss any more weekends, and yeah, just do our best here. I hope you enjoyed the 4th technique class last Friday that I posted, by the way. Hope you enjoyed that. Patricia says, thanks from the calendar brains. Yeah, I know. Total calendar brain here. Oh, hello from Canada. You're welcome. Oh dear, Lori didn't order the embossing folders yet. You'll have to put that on another order, right? Thank you, Tammy. She says, amazing as always. You're all always so kind. Thanks, Becky. I am glad it was helpful. Thank you so much. Oh, Cindy, you know what? I wonder if I do too. She says she has the Peacock blends. I should look. I wonder if I kept those. Probably not, but gosh, you never know. I have a whole drawer of retired ones. I'm going to look. Thank you, Cindy. That's a great reminder. Well, I don't see any other questions popping through. As always, thank you for joining me. Be sure to give a thumbs up or a thart. Good grief. Did you just hear that? I am so hungry. I can't speak. A thumbs up or a heart. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. And if you want to see the replay, you are welcome to watch tomorrow on my blog or later today on my YouTube channel. I will have that for you. And then, like I said, all these cards and information will be on my blog, pattystamps.com, on February 4th. Patricia, I have done them from, I've done my lives from other locations. I haven't been gone the last couple weeks. I've just been having some things that I needed to take care of here. Oh, good. I'm glad, Carolyn. I'm glad you like the embossing folders. They do, Lori. Stampin' Up! Loves to keep us hopping with new products. I'm glad. I love new products. I love new stuff. I love new stuff. Yeah, Faith says, go eat lunch. I know, I'm starving. I need to go eat. What should I have? I don't know what to have. All right. Well, thank you again, everybody. Oh, Christine, you're so sweet. She says, thanks, Patty. You always make my weekend. You guys are so sweet. Thanks, Regina Ann. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you all online on my social media channels and live again next Friday. Bye, everyone.